Hey everybody, Shane here, daily-astrocat.com, and today is Sunday. It's astrology time, so let's go, right? So Sunday, it's 5:10, and the moon, the 10th of May, right? So let's go. The moon is Aquarius, and it's going to be void of course at 1:09 in the morning. And it will enter Pisces at 1:39 in the afternoon. That means we have a void of course morning, and that void of course moon is going to in Aquarius. So, whoa, hey, we got a little bit of time to not start anything and to just get going, right? We got to get out and celebrate mom, right? Happy Mom Cats Day. That's what cats used to call it. What a day for Mother's Day. The moon is in the watery sign of Pisces for the afternoon. If you are a long-term listener, you know that the Pisces season is one of our most nostalgic seasons. And following the zodiac, it's the last sign, and therefore we got a little bit of tying up of loose ends of losses and stuff like that, right? Today's going to have that similar theme, right? It's going to be one of nostalgia and loss. Only because, we find ourselves dwelling on the spiritual side of things as far as losses are concerned, right? Memorials and life celebrations, they're often cathartic. So this may sound somber, but the Taurus season will turn this into a celebration. So this is a great day to remember anyone who may have nurtured you, offer thanks, and possibly a prayer. Keep it healthy today, okay? We need to do that for a Pisces moon. The Pisces moon is usually a good time to step away from substances. So lay down your foundation for future growth today. Today favors announcements of a certain kind, right? Familial expansion of all things, right? So, we're talking about loss and gain both at the same time. Births, engagements, marriages, those type of things. Perhaps even a decision to adopt a child or maybe a new family pet. Today's keyword is more, as in more adding to the family. All right, so, and we're always looking to add to this family here too at daily-astrocat.com, right? And the color is Lavender Orpingtons. What? It's a chicken. It's kind of purple. It's kind of cool too, right? Saw a video of them the other day when we were at the Garden in the Woods. People had just gotten Lavender Orpington chicks. So today the Sun in Taurus has us in a gathering mode, right? We're going to be gathering together, though. It's not like gathering things for us. It's gathering together. And if that wasn't enough, the Sun in Taurus is sextile Jupiter in Cancer. And this indicates that we're working on expanding in areas that favor fifth house endeavors. Why is that, Shane? Well, look at your chart and figure that out, because the Sun is the natural ruler of the fifth house. May not be the ruler of your fifth house, but it's a natural ruler. And that kind of has a little bit of overtones when you're looking at charts and stuff like that. A lot of people, you really shouldn't overlook that, because it's kind of interesting, because that's where we get our feels from, right? Now, the Sun in Taurus, that's kind of an interesting thing, because that helps us, financially, and just with our enjoyment. That's naturally a second house position. You combine that second and fifth, and it's kind of interesting, right? Because it's telling you that as we step into abundance, this helps us expand it, and expands it by increasing the safety of the house. That's what I've been talking about with Jupiter being exalted in Cancer for, the last year, right? And that's going to change, I believe, on June 26th, if I'm not mistaken. Could be July. We'll see. But, and then Jupiter will actually pass into Leo, and that's going to be a totally different story, right? We're going to be out there. We're going to be bursting at the seams, right? I hope I can keep up with the correspondence. Now, just for astrocat.com. What this means for you is this means that we have that chance to get into abundance as well. Now, let's talk about, if you look at your own chart, you'll see what's in your fifth house, and that'll temper it too. And you can customize that for yourself if you really look into it. If you got any questions, drop them below, and I'll be more than happy to answer. All right, so that way there. But to really get a feel for where your fifth house is and what's in it, you have to know your birth time, because that way you get an accurate ascendant. So, unless you have a rectified chart that was professionally rectified. So, this is something we're going to consider more in the future. Those kind of positions and natural rulers versus chart rulers versus sign rulers, right? And the position of sign rulers in your chart. That's one way that we nuance these forecasts, these chart readings and stuff, chart readings, to dial in exactly what's going on and what your opportunities are, and what we can do to best take advantage of natural placements. So, the sun now. The Pisces moon has given us a rare glimpse of what would normally be difficult for us to detect. Oh, why is that? Well, because Cancer, Jupiter in Cancer, is actually quincunx to that fifth house position. So that's where that word comes, that's where that whole idea comes from. So now think about this, because this is going to be interesting, because we're going to have a chance to we're going to see the Sun-Jupiter aspect today, but that's going to have some bearing on what we're doing as far as creativity, as far as children are concerned, and as far as other fifth house matters, right? Like I've said before, that fifth and first house are kind of weird, right? Because they're both fiery, and if you look at what the interpretation of the sun is, that's the first house that's ruled by Mars, which is Aries, right? So it's kind of cool how that kind of flip and flops right there. And, it's been said that Aries are the perpetual children of the zodiac. So fifth house, first house. Now, this is what makes Daily Astrocat different. It's a willingness to explore alternative patterns that are intuitively felt and that it may just pass by others not noticed, right? We'd like to talk about this stuff because it's kind of cool. The moon in Pisces is surprising us in a way with how we're seeing the Sun-Jupiter sextile, right? Because we're just able to pick up on it intuitively rather than just say, oh, Sun, Jupiter, sextile. No, reading more into it and getting more out of it, and just really showing how our actions are building up towards, whatever it is that that's going to provide us abundance. And now it kind of even makes more sense with Jupiter changing signs and passing into Leo, which is that natural fifth house position. So, kind of cool. It's how it's all kind of working together in a confluence, right? Now, we're different, and we can't help it. Now we have to wait and see how this is going to play out literally, because we'll see. We'll just have to take a look at it empirically and say, hey, what did you say, Shane? And what did this do? And what did this not do? I may not be good at going back and remembering exact things, but I am good at marking these points and then going back and revisiting them, because this is something where I'm like, okay, we're doing something right now. And when Jupiter passes into Leo, we're going to see something come of this. And that, my friends, is how predictions are made. So when Jupiter passes into Leo right around the 26th, you will have something going on relative to that fifth house, your natural fifth house. Mine happens to be in Capricorn, so that's going to be kind of wild, right? So, it's been a long time coming. So 8 years of daily-astrocat.com. We'll be starting our 9th by the time that rolls around. So we'll see where that takes me, all of us, right? Now, the Jupiter-Sun sextile is that last aspect of today. So this will be a potent driver all day long, right? And it's going to last until Monday as well, because that moon is going to be focused. There's going to be nothing in the chart for Monday until 11:39 in the evening, okay? Focused moons in Pisces, great for creative stuff, okay? Now for tonight, we're going to have to get our emotions around the day's events. We're going to have to get through those. And, perhaps we've got some new things that are going to distract us. I'm not quite sure. But you're going to spend time in solitude to try to gain perspective, wind down and fall asleep. And when you do finally fall asleep, your dream state will be more active than usual. So on this date in 1970, the Stanley Cup final in the Boston Garden in Boston, Mass., Bobby Orr scored that famous goal. There's a statue of him scoring it out in front of Boston Garden when the Bruins beat the St. Louis Blues 4-3 for the 4-0 series sweep. And it was the Bruins' first title since 1941. Why do I say this? Because it's Boston, right? And it's also was when I was a kid, that was the thing, right? That was it. It was like, wow, that was incredible. And our wedding. Now, usually I do a birth. Today I decided to do it different because Mother's Day and stuff like that, right? So we're going to talk about a wedding because that's what I said about the news and families expanding and stuff like that. In 1612, the Mughal prince Khurram, and he's the future emperor Shah Jahan, marries Arjuman Banu Begum, and she's the future Mumtaz Mahal, for whom he later built the Taj Mahal. Thank you so much for joining me. I have to tell you, something is a little sad note here, and it may have touch things, right? We lost a member of our Astrocat family today, the four-legged ones, and it would be Wally. First we lost Uncle Doug, now we lost Wally. Wally was a recurring character. My daughter's cats, she has two cats, Pia and Wally, and at the time of Zoom meetings and stuff like that, they would Zoom in with my other cats for the longer versions when it was crazy, daily-astrocat.com. Now it's just slightly less crazy, daily-astrocat.com, but that's okay. Our color is Lavender Orpingtons. Those are chickens, right? Orpingtons. That's right, chickens. They're kind of purple. They're kind of cool. And today's keyword is more. And that's all I have for you. Today's a 6. Happy astrocatting.